In this People magazine article, a bride called off her wedding because her future husband surprised her with a house that he purchased. So, long story short, he surprised her at their engagement party with a key to a house that he bought without discussing it with her. And it wasn't just any house, it was a house that was a fixer-upper that would need extensive repairs. And he purchased the house with the intention of them fixing it up together. She shared that while in any other circumstances, in any other situation, she loves his spontaneity and the fact that he thinks outside the box, but she thinks in this situation he took it a step too far, and I agree. She said the main thing was the fact, well, the two main things, as I mentioned, was that he made such a major financial decision without discussing it with her. And I can't speak for her, but I'm just going to speak for myself. That would freak me out, because that would be a sign to me that if I was okay with this, what other decisions would you just do without consulting me? You would just go crazy, just making decisions left and right without discussing it with me. The next key point is he bought a house that was a project. Home renovations is a major undertaking, financially, time-wise, mentally, physically. And that's something that you really have to be committed to, and it takes a lot of time, and you have to be okay with wanting to do that. That's just not something you sign someone up to do against their will without asking them. And then the third and most important thing, she just didn't want to live in that house. Plain and simple. Regardless of the other reasons, she just didn't want to live there. And I think that for the most part, most men will always do something to push the boundary to see just how much they can get away with. Every one of them. Even the cute golden retrievers, the guy you think that's your best friend, the guy you think that's your soulmate, the guy who everybody likes, and he's treated you the best that any man has ever treated you, and you trust him with your money, and you trust him with your life, and you trust him. Even those guys, they all will find a way to test just how much they can get away with. Whether that's them accepting a job in another state without running it by you first, because they just think that you're going to pack up everything, no argument, and you and the kids are going to go. This has happened to so many women. So many women. I mean, you can't argue, right? That's your husband, right? He just wants to make a better life for his family, right? So you have to go to West Bubblefuck, Indiana if his job wants him to go there, right? Or he buys a business or something that's supposed to be an investment, and there will be an amazing return on it. And then you find yourself elbows deep in paperwork, and you're answering all the phones, and you're balancing all the books, and you're doing all the ordering, and you're dealing with all the people, and you're dealing with everything, and he just gets to be the face of the company. Also, your name isn't on anything at all, and he didn't ask you. He didn't ask for your input. Again, he disguises it by saying, I just want to do what's best for the family. I just want to change our lives. This has always been a dream of mine. A dream where you do all the work, of course. Perhaps he's begging you to have a baby, and you have one. He wants a family. He wants more children, but that's because you're going to be the one raising that child. Basically, he'll dip in every now and then for a photo op, throw the kids up in the air and play with them for 5 minutes, and then you're going to do 95% of the work. Or they take on a hobby without asking if it's okay, because this hobby is going to take over your family's life, and you're going to be the one making his stupid ass meal prep meals and going to all the events and all the things and waking up with him to make sure he gets ready for whatever thing he's gotten into. You will be stuck watching the kids for hours and hours and hours and hours on end while he's gone for hours and hours and hours and hours on end doing his stupid little hobby. Or perhaps it's not like that. Maybe it's just the fact that y'all have kids together, and he leaves the house without asking. He leaves the house without making any kind of arrangements with you to see if you have anything to do. Meanwhile, if you just simply want to go to Target, you have to ask his permission, see if there's anything he needs done. Does he have anywhere to be? Make sure the bottles are lined up. Make sure all the kids' products are out where he can see them, and he has clear instructions on how to be a parent. Guys do this shit all the time. They do things without asking. They do things with no consideration to your thoughts, your feelings, your time, your energy, your money, your spoons, and your mental capacity, your battery level. They just do shit because society has told them that we will be there as their little mascots, cheering them on happily. We will be grateful for every little crumb that they give us, and we will sweep up every single mess they make, and we will do the work to bring forth any kind of stupid ass dreams that they have. We will raise their children. We will pat them on the back and make them look great. We will dress them and groom them for family photos so that everybody can say that they are father of the fucking year, when all they literally did that morning was wake up and get dressed, and you had to fuss at them for 5 hours to get out of the fucking toilet and stop playing Candy Crush or fantasy football on their stupid ass self. Oh, anyway, I digress. But most men are always going to find a way to see just how much they can get away with you. And more of us need to learn how to be a fucking bitch. I keep saying this, and we're so afraid. We're so afraid of this. We want everybody to think we're nice, right? And we want to be sweet. Now, mind you, because I know people lack critical thinking skills and they lack nuance. I'm not saying be a bitch to people who don't deserve it. Calm down. I'm not saying be a bitch to service people or the cashier. I'm not saying be a bitch to your children. That's not what I'm saying for the idiots out there. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Actually, I did. But what I am saying is, when someone thinks they're gonna get away with some shit, you gotta be a bitch. You bought a fucking house without telling me, yeah, we're definitely not getting married today or ever. You helped me bring these kids into the world. Now you want to sit on your fucking ass and act like I'm your goddamn free nanny. Get the fuck up and do something, or you're going to get the fuck out of here permanently. You wanted to start this business, Jimmy, so you need to run the fucking business. How about that? Or I need to be 50% owner and I need to be compensated for my fucking time. Bob, you wanted to take on this 24/7 ass hobby, so you need to prepare your fucking meals, okay? You need to clear it with me to see if my schedule is free to attend the events for this shit. You want to wake up at 5 a.m. because you want to make a pre-workout protein shake, then wake your ass up at 5:45 a.m. and make your fucking workout shake. Leave me the fuck alone. I need to go to sleep. You accepted a job in West Bubblefuck, Indiana without talking to me. Well, you got two options. You turn that shit down or you can go there yourself. People will blatantly disrespect you. And the funny thing is, society has found acceptable ways to make it okay for this disrespect to occur. I mean, he accepted a job in another country or state without telling you. Well, I mean, he's a hardworking man who wants to support his family. There are so many men out here who don't want to work and support their family. He wants to take on a hobby. Oh man, you're just draining the life out of this man. Please just let him have an outlet. He could be out cheating or doing something negative. He wants to start a business, just like the typical woman, to squash a man's dreams. He doesn't help you take care of your children. It's because he's a hardworking man. You know, men aren't built to take care of children. So in a way, being a bitch and standing up for yourself and advocating for yourself in these situations is not going to be socially accepted by anyone, and everyone's not going to understand. People are going to automatically side with him. Nobody's going to advocate for you. That's why you have to be a bitch and advocate for your fucking self. This is why I tell women, you always have to be ready to leave. Always have some money saved. Always have some money saved. Never be in a situation where you got to stay with this man because you ain't got no money. You got to stay with this man because you don't got no other option. Okay, you got to stay with this man because without his 50% of the bills, you don't know what you would do. Absolutely the fuck not. Unacceptable. If you cannot afford to be by yourself, this might be a hot take. I cannot believe it is in 2024. If you cannot afford to take care of yourself, you cannot afford to live with a man or be with a man or have kids with a man. I said what the fuck I said. I'm not taking it back. A lot of you guys are naive and you're going to fuck around and find out one day. I really hope not. But that's the unfortunate case that's going to happen for a lot of you. Always be ready to leave these men. Always. Don't let them play with you.